HBO's upcoming movie introducing Dorothy Dandridge, Halle Berry plays a captivating woman caught between her beauty and ambition amid the racism of the 1950s in Hollywood. Take a look.
Tonight, I'll take my bows and exit stage rear, go through the kitchen, past the casino, around the pool that I'm apparently too dirty to swim in, up the service elevator, into my luxurious penthouse suite, sip my complimentary champagne, and pee in a brand new Dixie cup.
Take that walk with you every night, you know.
But the difference is, Earl, you don't have to.
You tell him, girl. Please welcome back to The View our pal, Halle Berry.
Thank you. Wow.
Boyfriend pay the rent, yes or no?
Well, I'm going to tell you a story about that. At one time in my life, I thought that was okay, too. I was living in Chicago, and I was dating a guy who had considerably more money than I had. And he convinced me that, you know, why shouldn't you have a little nicer place? And I can afford it. I love you. I want to give it to you. So, of course, I said, right, okay, I love you, too. It's okay. I took it, and about 4 years later, he sued me for $90,000. All the rent he ever paid, every gift he ever bought me, everything he ever did for me.
Did he get it?
No, he didn't get it, because I spent $200,000 fighting him.
Oh, my God.
So, no, he didn't get it. And I felt like when you're dating somebody, if they choose to do that, it's not an IOU. You're not taking a loan. They're giving you gifts.
Right.
But also it made me realize that sometimes you do have to say no, and you have to sort of be independent and take care of yourself. There's more power in that, and if you can do that, I would say every woman should pay her own bills and do it her own way.
No free ride, huh?
Because, I mean, although he never would have won, my life was turned upside down.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I spent more money than I should have been spending on something like that. So if you just approach it in the first place, every man for himself, then I think it will eliminate that. Well, I did this for you, and then you're beholden to somebody, and it's not a good feeling to be beholden to anybody for anything.
Talk about a strong woman, boy.
Yeah.
You played one of the strongest black actresses ever, Dorothy Dandridge, which is the love of your life. And a lot of people don't know who she is. They don't know a lot about her. Why don't you tell us?
And that's the tragedy that nobody knows. She was as charismatic as Marilyn Monroe, as talented, as beautiful. She was the first black woman to be nominated for an Academy Award in the leading lady category for Carmen Jones, a movie she did in 1953.
And was fantastic.
She was, if you haven't seen it, you have to see it. She was so beautiful, electric, charismatic, and her acting ability really came through. And
like you.
Well, I should only be compared to Dorothy Dandridge.
Well, Halle, set us straight here. We keep hearing these rumors about Whitney Houston and Janet Jackson, y'all like fighting about this role. What's the real story here?
Well, the real story, you know, the media is sometimes a beast, and they sort of created this image of the three dueling Dorothys, and that wasn't the case at all. There wasn't one role to be had. It's not like I got the part. There were, the three of us had rights to different books. And I just happened to produce my project first. That's all. Those women can still go produce their, you know, respective projects, and hopefully
So it didn't get contentious?
No, it didn't. I haven't, no, not at all. Not as far as I know, not at all. I think I only got mine done first just because I'm just an actress. They're both singing superstars, and they're a lot busier than I am, probably. And I just have been living and breathing this project for over 6 years.
And you really had to go out online for this, right?
Yeah.
And how far were you exactly willing to go?
Well, we reached a point in production where we sort of ran out of money. And there was a few scenes that I felt really needed to be in the story to do justice to her life. And one of the scenes was an Academy Award scene. And I thought, how can we not put the the highlight of her life? And they said, well, we don't have any money to pay all the extras, and we need this kind of light and this kind of crane. And so I said, well, I'll put my money in. So I put my acting salary up. And it really, it wasn't even a thought. It was, I have to do what I have to do. I wasn't doing it for the money. It was really a labor of love. And, but the good news is, about 3 months after the movie was finished, HBO gave me all of my money back.
They did?
So, yeah, they did. And you know, when we were making the movie, right rightfully so, they were concerned because it could have been like, you know, a loose train. We could have been asking for more money every day. So they had to sort of draw the line somewhere. And when it was all said and done, though, they did.
Two things I want to bring up. One, you are, without a doubt in my mind, the most beautiful woman we've ever had on this show. You are just... You know, and here's this woman fully clothed, and you're just unbelievable to look at, and a lovely, lovely lady, so you deserve everything you get. But I read in the paper that you cannot get a man. One reporter said you're desperate.
That's not true.
Why do they say those things?
That's right. So every man in this audience.
Am I sitting here looking at
This is not a wedding ring?
No.
So what is it? So things aren't hard. I mean, no, I don't mean that things aren't.
Things aren't hard.
What do I mean?
Do you or don't you have a boyfriend?
Boyfriend.
Everybody doesn't have it like Star here.
Right.
But, you know,
She's got her one.
You know, I think where that comes from is because usually when I'm asked that question, because I had such a public life before, I'm now totally not into talking about my personal life, so I totally just flip the question off. And I usually don't like to go down that road. So because sometimes I flip it off and say, oh, I'm not dating anybody, or I'm not, it's really more because I don't really want to talk about it. I've learned the hard way to keep my private
for those
life.
people, really.
In other words, some people need to mind their business and you doing just fine.
Yes, I'm doing just fine. Don't worry about me.
So you don't want me to hook you up with that other guy you're talking about?
No, I'm still
I just wanted to make sure.
not married yet, but
All right, good,
I
wonderful.
definitely have dates, so don't worry. I definitely have a few dates.
I get the distinct feeling there's nobody that's worrying about you. You're talented, you're beautiful, and you're one heck of a nice person. We're so glad to have you here. You guys have to see this. We've seen it because we got a lucky little peek at it already. It's really wonderful. Don't miss introducing Dorothy Dandridge. And coming up,